Christmas is fun. Christmas is magical. Christmas is long lines and travel delays and unexpected guests for dinner. Christmas should run smooth and be organized. I'm James Lott Jr., the Super Organizer, and this is the Super Organizer Christmas Show on the Christmas 24/7 channel.
It is. Tell them it's the most. I won't sing it because I don't have to pay for it. But hi, you guys. Welcome to another edition of the Super Organizer Christmas Show here on the 24/7 Christmas channel. And I'm James Lott Jr. I am here again, back with you today. Thanks for watching the previous episodes. I'm so happy you guys are watching and enjoying. And thanks for the comments. Thanks for sharing them. I really appreciate that. And this episode is very tips heavy, you guys. We're going to talk about how to avoid clutter before and after Christmas. And, you know, I talk in plain terms, so we're just going to do that. But first, make sure you follow the Christmas 24/7 channel on YouTube. Go ahead and like us. Also on iTunes, or I guess it's called Apple Podcasts now, whatever it's called. But follow us there. My episodes are there. Also, the 6 Months of Christmas episodes are there too. Our brother show, sister, I was going to say sister show, maybe brother show, because it's mostly men. But they're there also. And hi to Kevin and Jeff and all them over there. But all our shows are there because we're doing Christmas. We're talking Christmas. So excited for Christmas. Now, many of these episodes are born out of people's questions to me all the time as a professional organizer. And those of you guys who are tuning into this now, I'm the Super Organizer. I have a business of 10 years and I professionally organize. I'm certified and I have clients and I teach it and all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to talk about 4 things that can be useful during this time period before and after Christmas in terms of clutter. Because you know, a lot of stuff gets generated in your space during Christmas time. I mean, wrapping paper, boxes, clothes, toys, especially if you have kids or there's kids in your life. Oh, a lot of stuff. We are a very blessed country because we're able to have a lot of things, and we have a lot of things. And with that comes these interesting problems. The first tip we're going to talk about is the modified kind of the one in, one out rule. Now, some of you may have heard of this before. The basics of this are when something comes into your house, you get something out of your house. That simple. So if, a pair of socks come in, a pair of socks should go out. That's kind of the deal. It's kind of this kind of rotation of items and not collecting too much. Now, you don't take it that literally. It could be a pair of socks, take a shirt out. I mean, it could be anything you want. It could be a pot, a pan, whatever you want to do. That's fine too. But the whole point is to not just keep taking things in and then not releasing anything. You want to make sure that's the part of the clutter thing. So for me, as you'll see in our picture we have up, it's going to be about the one in, one out thing. So for every item that you get at Christmas time, because sometimes you get duplicates of things that you really don't need, or you get a replacement, like you get a new pair of shoes. Look at your shoes in your closet. See which pair is not really working out anymore. I'm sure you can find a pair, trust me. I love shoes. I will admit that. But I have gone through and I'm like, those don't fit anymore. Those have holes in them. Because sometimes your feet and shoes change. Things kind of the shape of it changes. So, now when it comes to kids' toys, this is for parents out there. It's the major thing because one of the number one things I get after Christmas when I go to organize someone's home, we usually work in the kids' rooms. And there's the toy box is full, overflowing. The closets are full. There's toys everywhere. The one toy that I'm going to tell you that I think is the number one thing that I see in every single house that has an overabundance of them, Legos. Legos, folks. Legos they're very sophisticated now. When I was a kid back in the dark ages in the 70s, there were only like a few kind of things of Legos. Now they got, Star Wars Legos and Batman Legos, and you can build the White House in Legos. I mean, they have everything. So there's a lot of toys, again, there. Another thing it's kind of a thing, and some of you parents understand this too, old bikes, old tricycles, old big wheels. I think they make big wheels still, right? Those things fall apart too because you wear and tear. You usually play them outside, usually riding them outside. You get a lot of wear and tear, and you just don't remember to kind of get rid of them. They sit outside because outside clutter happens too. That's another thing. You think this is outside the house, you're good. The backyard can get cluttered. The garage, of course, can get cluttered. But I'm talking like even surrounding the house. Like you may have stuff behind the house in the back, just in the behind the door, outside. It's just stuff sitting there, old basketballs and just stuff laying there. It can get cluttered. and get in the way. You want to get rid of that also. So now, of course, I'm not talking about throwing away, like Zachary's favorite toy, but like find things that maybe they've outgrown. There's another thing too. And the one thing I will always say, now this will lead into the next tip, is that you work with the kids. Don't do it alone, but I'll talk about that in a second.
James, I have a question.
Yes, I have a question. And this is Stephen, of course, who is co-producing this whole thing with me. You love Stephen Lemieux. So yes, Stephen.
James, what do you do if you are bought something and you get a gift, and when you want to do one in, one out, but you like everything you already have more?
Ooh, okay. So you're saying that you get gifts that are bought, but the stuff you have already you like better than the stuff you got?
So let's say I have 6 pairs of shoes. Somebody buys me a new pair of shoes.
Yes.
I don't like them as much as my other 6 pairs of shoes. Do I get rid of an old pair of shoes, or do I re-gift what they gave me, or do I just throw out what they gave me?
Okay, Stephen, that's a great question. A great question. Oh, I love this. Okay. This is very controversial. I've actually done blog posts and workshops on this in the past about regifting. I say there's no problem with regifting. I'm saying that's fine. You accept the gift, thank you very much, but you don't need it. So I'd rather give it to somebody who's going to use it. So I would say then keep the 6 pairs of shoes that you have. You like them, they work out fine, but don't keep them because those shoes will sit in your closet. You won't use them. Those take up space. So why keep them just because they're a gift to you? And a lot of folks feel bad. You shouldn't feel bad. My thing is, yes, thank you for these shoes. They're so wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you. And then just pass them on to someone else. Or give them away, or however you want to do it. You pass them on to someone else. But I think, that's a great question. You shouldn't keep something just because someone gave it to you. That is my number one rule. A sweater, a pair of shoes, or if you're not going to use it, you shouldn't keep it. And so I know some folks, and if you have some other comments about that, please comment below and tell me what you think, because that was something that people always be like, you can't regift. Yes, you can. The whole point is passing things along to those who will actually use the product. Things should be in use, not just sitting around. That's the thing there. So that's what, and so that leads into with the kids. Now, I know the pictures of, leaves, but the whole point is, and you're about to dump it on the kid, but the whole point is you're working together. Adults and children should work together. You can never, ever, ever go wrong with teaching kids the value of $1, the value of stuff, how stuff is not that, the stuff is stuff, and also teaching them how to organize and how to declutter, how to edit their space, I started this thing with some of the kids of my clients where I gave an award at the end of the year. Kind of like, favorite, best organizer kid of the year, and the kids love it. And they get really involved. One of the things that I completely am against, and I stand by this 1,000%, when a parent goes in the room and starts getting rid of stuff without the kids knowing it. No. Let the kids know what's going on. Let the kids tell you what they want, what they don't want. You can talk with them. You can reason with them. The point is, you're going to show that you're an example. That you work together. You're showing them that you respect them. And so hopefully, and their stuff. And hopefully they'll respect their stuff and respect you for respecting their stuff. You're teaching them responsibility and organizational skills. And also you're giving and Christmas is all about, also about giving back a lot of times. And Thanksgiving, Christmas is all about giving back. You're helping them, teach them how to give back to someone or give to someone who's less fortunate. There are many ways you can talk to a child, in terms of not screaming at them, not berating them, not saying, you got to get rid of 3 things in this room, or that's it. Now, you don't have to do all that either. But frame it in a way that has care and concern, and that's, there's people out there who are kids less fortunate. They could use some of your old toys. The thing is, a lot of toys get stuck around. Now, here's something I'm going to tell you parents out there. Try not to be sentimental yourself. Because half the time, the kids are like, yeah, get rid of it. As the parent, it's like, but you played that when you were a baby. You played with that. That was, oh my God, I don't want to get rid of that because that's, it reminds me when you were 5. Like, the kids are done. Certain books, certain things, they're done with them. They've either read them 100 times, they're done, they played them to death, or they're not being played. Pass them on to someone else. And it gives you good inventory on what they have in their room and what they have when you're in there with them doing the decluttering. So that's why, but parents sometimes, and adult parents too, adult parents, get a little tough love. Sometimes you have your adult children stuff. You hire me and you get mad at your adult children for not taking their stuff after they've told you they don't want it anymore, but you want to hold on to it. And I get a lot of times you have memories, you want to hold, you just, it's hard to get rid of them. I'm a parent, I know, I'm a grandparent, I know how it is. But if the adult children don't want it, get rid of it. And if you don't want to do it yourself or an organizer, then tell them to come by and get it and get rid of it themselves. We can work it out somehow. And many adult children are fine, they'll do it. Let's get rid of it. But it's just taking up your space in your home, and you don't want to do that. It's your home. You should have the space for your stuff and what you want. So, as I said, mayonnaise is all for parents. When it comes to their kids of any ages, work with them to get rid of and go through their stuff. So when the new toys come in, it's not overflowing and you have no space for them.
What about collectibles, James?
There's a fine line with collectibles. Another great question, Stephen. It's a fine line with collectibles because there's a difference between hoarding and collecting. And that's a big debate in our industry, in my industry. Like I collect piggy banks, and I collect things that have the word hope on them. But see, I always say if you have a collection where you have space for it, then you should be able to keep it. When your collection outgrows your space, it's time for you to look at that. That's kind of how I feel about that. And also you gotta look at why are you collecting them? Are you collecting them for monetary value later? Which I understand some of that stuff. Are you just collecting them because you like them? It's something you're into right now. And with some kids, they outgrow their collections. It happens all the time. When they were, when my girls were young, they liked Spice Girls. They collected all their stuff. Then at some point, they kind of outgrew it, and it's good to get rid of that stuff, and they start collecting something else. So sometimes collections change and evolve as a child gets older. But I always say the rule is if it outgrows your space and you're trying to find space for your collections and it's taking up all, it's not good. Then you might have to move to a bigger place. But when you can't do that, you have to figure it out. And you don't. And I'm a person who's against. I shouldn't say against. That's a strong word. I'm not a fan of storage units. I feel like that's just a Band-Aid and it causes more problems because then you just put all your stuff in a storage unit and you fill that up. And that's just extra money you're throwing out the window every month. I don't care if they have free rent for the first 2 months. After a while, it becomes expensive. And so I'm just not a big fan of that. That's a really good question. The next thing is using leftover gift boxes. Now, I'm not, you see the pictures, like, usually right after Christmas, you see just everything strewn everywhere. The kids have gone through, so you've gone through stuff, paper everywhere. I always say this, from the earlier two tips of, taking stuff out of the house and kind of collecting things and giving stuff away, gift boxes are good for that. You can use some of the boxes to actually use for donation, to actually put in the boxes the old socks or the old shoes or the old sweaters, the old clothes. And you can take them to wherever you're going to take them to. It's a great spot. It's a great thing. It's also a great thing for anything that's broken, because things get broken. If you have animals, pets, myself, I'm clumsy sometimes. It's good that you can sweep up all the broken bulbs and tinsel that's everywhere, and you can put it in those boxes also and use them as almost like trash boxes to transport them out. I'm not a big fan of saving gift boxes because chances are they're going to just sit there and again, take up a space. Gift boxes aren't that expensive. You can go to a 99-cent store and get 10 for like $1. But I just feel like, and also Amazon boxes, I know they're sturdy and everybody loves them. Again, I may be controversial. I'm like, get rid of them. If you can't use the box for something, get rid of them. Now, I have some boxes I've used for holding some products outside of my garden, and that does work too. So there's other uses for a box. I guess that's the whole point, that repurpose the gift boxes for something else. Don't just store them in a space. Now, I'll do a little side tip. This is kind of like 3B. I will allow you, if the boxes are in good condition, break down 3 or 4 only, and you can save those, but fold them somewhere and put them somewhere they can be out of the way. But make sure you break them down. Don't leave them whole. Break them down. You can get tape anywhere for $1 or $2. Break them down. You can hold maybe 4. But the rest, get them out the house. Recycle them, get them out the house. But they're good for using for donations and giving for things. And sometimes boxes are good. I have a friend who has a couple of boxes, strong ones, in their trunk at all times. You can organize your trunk with those boxes, have all your stuff in organize your trunk, or use it when you go shopping. Because if you go to certain places like Costco and stuff, they have boxes. They put things in boxes. That's good for that too. So that's what I do. And also you can use boxes when you're transporting. If you're going to somebody's house for Christmas dinner and you're bringing food or bringing plates and stuff, you can use that for that too. So the point is, don't save the boxes, use them. Now, Christmas has happened. This is the last tip of the show. Christmas has happened. You have all kinds of stuff, or you've gone through before Christmas and after Christmas. Okay, these are all the things that need to leave the home. Here's what I suggest very much, and again, we're part of the same community, we're part of the same village. You need to pass it on to someone else, and I think there's different ways you can do that. And it's one that I'm showing you guys. If you're in Los Angeles, and you may have similar programs in other cities, the Midnight Mission. I give stuff to them all the time because they have several services. Not just only for homeless, they have women's shelter services. They also have getting back to work services, child services. They have different things that go on there, different programs. And so whatever you have has a greater chance of being used, because even if you have like you have a blender, a woman's suit, and a child's toy, you can take it all there, and each piece will get used, and it will be given to someone. I'm just a big fan of theirs and the work that they do. There also are places like here in LA, they have a place called Savers. There's Out of the Closets all over the country. Of course, Salvation Armies, Goodwills, Council Thrift Stores, which are Christian. Look for toy drives. A lot of toy drives happen. And clothes drives start to happen during the holidays. And a lot of times your local TV station will start telling you, here like Channel 7 does one every year, Channel 5 does every year, but your local TV station will tell you there's a toy drive coming up. You'll come to Albertsons, or if you're back east, go to Publix or Winn-Dixie. Or what other place? What's another place? H.H. Gray. No, that's something else, I think. Coons. There's also Giant Eagle. Those are all places I know back there. Price Chopper. These are all grocery stores. A lot of times they'll have toy drives and book drives and clothes drives. So you can take them there, and they really do get used and given out to people who need them.
What about with the one in, one out, though? That's going to be after the holidays, right? Are there toy drives that are specifically after the holidays so people can give away their stuff?
Well, you can do. Well, yeah. Well, I would say you could. Yeah, sometimes there are, because they know that people afterwards. A lot of folks are still kind of destitute, and they're still going on, and they know people get a lot of stuff during Christmas. But the thing is, sometimes you can do if you do the decluttering before too. Like I said earlier, if you do before Christmas, start going through the kids' toys before Christmas, making room for the new toys. Then you can do your toy drives and the clothes drives and get ready for them. But the one in, one out, yeah, there's always places to give afterwards. There's always places. You just have to kind of keep an eye out. Go online, Google it. But I've seen food drives, because I think through New Year's there's always something going on still, because it's still kind of the holidays. But I have seen that. But also churches, your church, local schools. It's funny when it comes to sometimes outfits. Schools are good. They have like theater programs and things. Some if you have like period piece outfits and things, you can give it to them. It's a good thing to do. There's also other women's groups, homeless shelters. I guess the point is, I'd rather give it to somebody who's going to give it to someone who can use it. And that's the whole thing. And do that the whole season, before and after Christmas. And I think it's just a great thing to do. And it's good. I think it's something good. So those are my 4 tips. And there's others too, but it's my basic 4 tips about how to avoid clutter, kind of before and after Christmas. And I always do like to leave you with this. As an ordained minister myself, and I have a doctorate in divinity, for many people like myself, Christmas is a celebration of the birth of Jesus. It's a time period where we reflect on the spirit of gratitude and thanks. That also includes the whole thing of gift giving, and to your fellow human beings. We do not live in a vacuum. We're all here together. We do not live in excess. We live so much excess to some degree. It's kind of nice to share what you have with other people. And I just feel that we are part of the same village, and we should be there for each other and lift each other up. And sometimes it is through things that used to be ours, passed on to someone else. It's a Super Organizer Christmas show. I'm James Lott Jr. You can follow me at The Super Organizer on Facebook, The Super O on Twitter. My blog is called thesuperorganizeruniverse.com, and that's actually where I have all my tips on everything there. Of course, you can go there and do that. You can follow me where all James Lott Jr. is sold on social media platforms at James Lott Jr. And this is on the Christmas 24/7 network. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share, rate this show and our other shows on the network. I'm James Lott Jr., and Merry Christmas.
From Chairman Elves Kevin Undercaro and Maria Menounos, we would like to thank you for tuning in. Until next time, do your best to make every day Christmas! Ho, 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 ho!
Merry Christmas! Merry